Hi, I'm Meeta Srinivasan. I run a PR agency, a small bespoke PR agency called Market Buzz International in Dubai Media City. I've been in Dubai since 1989.
I'm Rupert Neil Bumphrey from the UK originally. Been in Dubai, United Arab Emirates and the Arabian region off and on since the early 90s.
Hi, I'm Irish. I'm 24 years old. I've been in the UAE for almost 24 years. My parents brought me here when I was 1. I grew up here. I've studied here, but I had to go back home to the Philippines to take up college because education is quite expensive here.
I'm Uzma. I'm a Pakistani national and I've been living in Dubai my entire life. That is 21 years. I am currently studying international relations at the American University in the Emirates in Academic City.
My name is Ramin Kayali and I work at a company called The Kernel. We started this company a couple of years ago in mid-2008, and what we do is distribute software.
You know, having been born and brought up in Dubai, it's the only place I know is home. This place is my home. You know, I go back home to Karachi and I feel like a tourist there.
Dubai is a strange melting pot. Apparently, we've got 200 nationalities here. Now, with 200 nationalities, there should be conflict, but in all honesty, it's very hard to see conflict in this city because we're all strangers here. We're all guests. We all choose to get on the plane to come here. Nobody has yet got on a plane to Dubai with a gun at the back of their head saying, get on that plane, you are going to go to Dubai. We all choose to come here. Whether it's to get away from slums in Mumbai or slums in Birmingham, we all choose to come to Dubai and the region.
Another thing I really like about Dubai is that despite people complaining that it's an authoritarian state and that it's a police state, one of the main advantages of that is that we're not subject to political unrest like many other states and cities, countries in the Middle East would be subject to. So that's one thing I am really thankful for, and I think we've been blessed. For those of us, all of us who are currently in Dubai, we have been blessed that we don't, have to deal with wars and fights and rallies and things of that sort.
But as businesses started becoming more successful and Dubai started putting themselves in the map, they started looking at there was a level of discrimination before that as well, but it wasn't as pronounced as when the whole city started being put on the map and business started getting more comfortable. The economy started doing really well. Then, of course, they could afford to be choosy and selective about who they worked with, who they promoted, who they employed, who they allowed into the country. And yes, then the level of discrimination probably went up a lot higher than it would have.
Generally speaking, Dubai is a city to be in. It's filled with lights. You don't get bored. You've got tons of activities. You have writer clubs. You don't have many musicians, but then again, there's a growing music scene here. The art scene is very fresh. People come here and it keeps flowing. It's not a static city. It's not not a very stable city, but that's a different story.
A lot of people think that, a lot of people have perception that finding a job and living here in the UAE is quite easy. But having stayed here for quite some time already, I could say that that's not true. Unless you're quite lucky to find a job that pays you well.
We've got the Burj Khalifa, which, whether it's right to have the tallest building or not, is a magnificent piece of engineering. It's a testament to what the vision of this city and this emirate is all about. It's very hard to say I dislike Dubai because we're spoiled.
Living in Dubai sort of lulls you into this false sense of security. where you think, because everything around you, you know, you're living not the high life, but you're living a rather comfortable life.
I had a pretty good 20 years here in Dubai. I quite enjoyed it. I have made some very nice friends now in social media. So it's gone through its ups and downs. You know, where from a very transient society, I've noticed that Dubai has become quite a lot more permanent than it used to be.
I came to Dubai at the very end of the boom. A lot of people got very rich. A lot of people lost their bets and lost their money and came back with their tail between their legs. Unfortunately, I came in after the boom, so I didn't end up being filthy rich. But then again, fortunately, I came in after the boom, because the people who stayed here during the difficult times, during recession, during the period where people were being kicked out of work, well, were let go nicely. The people who survived this and those who stayed are actually here to stay.
Since the economy started to get a bit shaky here, I could say that things got a bit more difficult. During the peak, I lost my job because the company had to close, and I was jobless since March till October. But I still chose to stay here. In fact, my parents encouraged me to still stay here.
I don't see myself being here for a long time, because I think in the next 5-10 years I have to start thinking about what my future is going to hold.
Somehow, a bit, I feel like it's wasting time because I know for a fact that I can't stay here for good.
You know, you have to keep in the back of your mind that as an expat, you are expendable, and Dubai and the UAE in particular is just this sort of transient stage. You come here, you work, you make a living, and then you go live somewhere else. You can't really stay here forever.
We know the realities of living in Dubai. We're guests here. Companies can close down. Economic cycles mean we're sacked, have to go back home. I'm very lucky I'm a British passport holder, so I'm relatively privileged. However, you look at what's going on around you, and you've got a new metro, you've got this highway down here, which 10 years ago was just 2 lanes either way, and now it's 8 lanes either way. And you talk about insecurity. I wonder how secure people will feel when they're back in their hometown, whether it's India, Pakistan or UK.